Recently, somebody asked me the question, can you learn problem solving? Is there a way that you can get better at basic problem solving skills? A fundamental answer is yes. I argue that relatively few people are just born linear logic, left brain sort of people, that it's through learning that gets cultivated. Now, people may have tendencies one way or another, but argue that just like a sports skill or a massive muscles, that through concentrated training, that stuff can be cultivated. So my view philosophically of what problem solving is all about, depicted up here. And first it starts with models, which are simplifying frameworks. Does any framework that gets concocted ever apply to all situations? The answer is no. Does any framework in its totality solve any sort of problem? No. Can frameworks be useful? You bet they can. How can they be useful? They can help you identify what the problems are and allow you to figure out in a fairly efficient way how it is that you attack the problem. How do you get to a solution? So one dimension of it is frameworks, and you just got to see a whole bunch of them. I like to tell the story. Back when I was at Black & Decker, I had a guy working for me, smartest guy I was ever associated with, I think. He came into my office one day, slammed the door, and said, "You're not smarter than I am. It's just from consulting. You have all those frameworks and templates in your brain, and you're able to use those." Got up, walked out of my office. I might have approached it in a different sort of way, but over the years, I realized he was right. So that the only thing I had as an advantage over him was being able to apply the frameworks. A second dimension is what I call protocols, and that gets taken out of the medical lingo about how do you attack a disease once you figure out what it is. Another defining sort of moment for me was early on, a student came to me and said, "We got lots of folks around here who tell us we're dumb and just tell us to work harder and get disappointed with the stuff that we turn in. I don't see anybody around here who's telling us really how to do this stuff. And what we'd appreciate is, would you stop yelling for a while, and would you tell us how to do that which you want us to achieve?" That was like breakthrough thinking. It once said, it was, "Of course, that is true." And he was a guy who really defined then a lot of my teaching style, that I do believe that people need to be exposed to the protocols, to the procedures, to the way the problems are being solved, and able to internalize them and in the future apply them. All right, so the foundation of problem solving are models and our protocols. You then learn through context, and context means seeing the stuff applied in a whole bunch of different environments so that you're able to recognize patterns. Pattern recognition is really the trick to the game, to be able to see a situation and try to figure out what is it the most like something that I have seen before that I can apply. How is it that I can connect the dots, and how it is that I can analogize out of the situation that I'm looking at right now from another situation that I've experienced. So context have to do with recognizing patterns and then applying efficiently the frameworks and the protocols that you've got at your disposal. Part of what we're trying to do in the course is to force you into the routine of being able to take stuff in relatively rapid order and be able to efficiently figure out how to solve the problem. And what you learn is that if you have to repeatedly try to do it on a fast cycle basis, you're starting to learn the heuristics, the simplifying mechanisms, the way it is that you know what analysis not to do, how to most effectively and efficiently get the job done. So you put these dimensions together, and what it says is that as you're developing problem-solving skills through business school or outside of it, you're trying to push yourself out on all of these dimensions, so that eventually you shoot up and you frame what is called intuition. Now, intuition is usually a pejorative, that when you say somebody does something intuitively, a lot of people conclude what that means is, well, they don't think hard about it. To the contrary, I think intuitive is a good thing, because intuitive is just a reflection of everything you know, everything you've experienced, and all the sorts of emotions that you may have, in being able to retrieve stuff subconsciously from your brain so that you are able to efficiently apply it consciously onto a problem. So that as you do the other three dimensions, what happens is that you're building in your brain this whole basis of intuition in order to make you more efficient, more effective applying. The big takeaway is, that problem-solving skills can be developed, and you can think about them in terms of the foundation elements, the frameworks, and the protocols. When those are applied repeatedly in different contexts, you develop the capability to recognize patterns and apply the tools in a very efficient way. And as you're doing so, what you're really doing is expanding your brain, expanding your intuition, so that you are able to more effectively approach problems when you confront them.